Good morning, America. Today we'll be talking about the case McCulloch versus Maryland. But first, some background information. The establishment of a national bank of the United States was a source of great public controversy from the time of the government's creation in 1788 with the ratification of the Constitution, and still continues today. On April 10, 1816, the Congress passed an act to incorporate the subscribers of the bank to the United States, to provide for the incorporation of the second bank, the United States. The bank first went into full operation in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. But in 1817, the bank opened a new branch in Baltimore, Maryland, which transacted and carried on business as part of this national bank. It did so by issuing banknotes and performing other operations customary for regular banks. Both sides of the litigation admitted that the president, directors, and company of the bank had no authority to establish the Baltimore branch or office of discount and deposit, other than the fact that Maryland had adopted the Constitution of the United States. The state of Maryland had attempted to impede operation of this branch of the second bank of the United States by imposing tax on all of the notes that it produced and not chartered in Maryland, which would destroy the bank in its hopes of getting renewed. McCulloch, the president of this bank, refused to pay the tax. He then sued the state of Maryland. Do you upstairs? And now to Mike.
Thank you, Riley. All right, we've just received important information. The court has declared that Congress does have the power to create the bank. Chief Justice Marshall has even supported this conclusion with four main arguments. First, he argued that historical practice established Congress's power to create the bank. Marshall invoked the first bank of the United States in history as authority for the constitutionality of the second bank. Secondly, Marshall refuted the argument that states retain the ultimate sovereignty because they ratified the Constitution. Thirdly, Marshall addressed the scope of the congressional powers under Article 1. Fourthly, Marshall supported his opinion textually by invoking the necessary and proper clause. Now, over to Trey.
The case established two important principles in constitutional law. First, the Constitution grants Congress implied powers to implement the Constitution's express powers to create a functional national government. Second, state action may not impede valid constitutional exercises of power by the federal government.
Hold up. You messing with my
Bank.
You messing with my
Bank.
lipstick.